Hi, welcome to Recreational Knitting. I'm Karen, and if you're new here, I hope you like what you see. We're going to talk today about some of my unfinished projects, some of my almost finished projects, and plans for the future. We've been traveling in our RV for 3 years and 3 months, and we're back in Florida. Hi, this is my almost finished project. I cast these on when we were in Edisto Beach, finished the last one last week, and I had just started, and I finished this last night, I believe. What I need to do is an afterthought heel. My daughter, these are for my daughter, my youngest, and she wears a size 5 shoe, so I want to make sure that they really fit her. These are made from sport weight yarn, from Knit Spin Yarn, and it's one of her clubs, her sock club, and this is Tarhi, 90% and 10% nylon. It is a dream to work with. Those of you that have been on the fence about joining a sock club, she's got some great colors. This was last December's color, and it was like odd holidays, you know, like give your pig a bath, you know, those kind of holidays. So anyway, these will be getting an afterthought heel probably this week, and then I can count them as a true finished object. But Joanna of Knit Spin Farm, look her up, look at her sock clubs. I know that she's still probably taking people that want to do that. They're always going in and out of the club. So I'm real pleased with these. I hope my daughter will be. And I still have this much left for the heels. Now, I obviously am not going to use all of that for the heels. However, it's nice to know that I can go an inch or two longer when I make socks, because I will be making more socks for my family. Ooh, sorry, I kicked the tripod. I will be making more of these for my family. So that's a good thing. I have extra yarn. All right, let's see. My next work in progress is my Yum by Elizabeth Cramer. This is what it looks like. For those of you that don't know this, I'm making the short sleeved because I will be in Florida. But the long sleeve is delish as well. It's just wonderful. So let's see where I was the last time I showed you. This is what I've gotten done. This is the front. It's been in a smaller bag, not meant for sweaters. I don't have a sweater size bag. Really need to get one, I guess. If anybody out there wants to sponsor me that makes bags, that'd be great. I'd be happy to accept. Yeah, so this is made with Queensland United, which is 50-50 lamb's wool and cotton, which is a great weight, and it's really not, it doesn't feel itchy at all. this is where I was. Ooh, stitch came off. This is where I was last week when I showed you. So I've done a couple inches. Yeah, it's just round and round TV knitting, and that's fine. I do enjoy that on occasion. This is what, if you're interested in trying this wool, this is what it is. And this is in the colorway Marsh. And as you notice, this isn't a marsh, but it's very Caribbean-like. We were in the marshes back in South Carolina. Isn't this beautiful? Yes. We're parked right next door. This actually is empty at the moment. The other whip that I have been working on, ever so slightly, is another Anchor Summer Tee. Now, if you don't know what an Anchor Summer Tee is, it's by Petite Knit. I always want to call her Petite Knits, and she's not. This is what it looks like in the back. It's got the design there. And I'll show you this. This is the front. It's Petite Knit, Anchor's Summer Shirt. I have already made 3 of these. 2 of these have been in the same yarn, which is Remix Light by Barocco. This is, I don't know what they call this, except for the number is 6949. It looks navy blue to me. And this is all recycled fabrics, and it's 30% nylon, 27% cotton, 24% acrylic, 10% silk, and 9% linen. I just spontaneously cast this on last week sometime, and it's getting to the point where I'm going to have to put it on longer cords. But I've gotten 2 of these areas done. Wait a minute, I turned that inside out when I was getting it up to show you. I've gotten 2 of the areas done. And this is where I was last week, just barely cast on. So I'm anxious to get this one done as well. I just love these. I wore one of these yesterday. We were out and about. And it's just a great sweater for summer. It really is. And this remix, I'm loving it. So, yeah, there we go. And I'm keeping that one in my Fat Squirrel bag. Isn't that lovely? If you don't know about the Fat Squirrel, check her out. She's got a great podcast and she makes great bags. All right, let me put those things away. And we're in the middle of a make-along, and I still haven't done anything on Ravelry, but the make-along, excuse me, the make-along started March the 1st. I know, it's the 21st or something like that, and it will go until the end of May. And this is just going to be called the Spring Fling and 2023, and you can post things on the Instagrams, and you can put your finished objects in the thread that I promise I will make today, right after this. And we can certainly enjoy each other's makes, and anything that is spring or summer like, you can convince me of anything. Yes, that you could wear it in spring in the Southern Hemisphere. Works for me. So, yeah. Anyway, so that will be on this afternoon. Make sure you check that out after you watch this. If you've got a finished object, take a picture, load it onto the Ravelry page, and there will be prizes. Yes. Let me show you 2 of my acquisitions. These are also from Joanna, a knit spin yarn farm, knit spin farm, yeah. And these are two of her sock. This one is January and this one is March. And this will be for my son-in-law, and this will be, I don't know for who, but I plan on just knitting vanilla socks with these. And which do you think I should start next? Aren't they lovely? This is red, gray, some pink in there. My son-in-law would love it. And this is called Conifer. This one's called Conifer, and this one is called, lordy lordy, Sandhill Crane. This is a bird that comes to their farm a couple of times a year in Indiana, and these are the colors on the crane. So what I want you to do is I want you to vote for which one I need to cast on next. Conifer or Sandhill Crane? What do you think? It's totally up to you. You're gonna help me out. Yay. And then I have another one of hers that I'm likely going to use as a prize for the spring fling. This is also Tarhi Sport, 90% Tarhi, 10% nylon. It's 350 yards in a skein. And let me tell you what, it's really lovely. This is wonderful yarn. It might be a little big to actually make your socks fit in some of your shoes, but they'd make great house socks. This one is called Joy by Sunshine, the goodest goat. I am assuming one of her goats is called Joy, this by Sunshine. And whoever wins this for the giveaway will have something to knit up for Pride Month in June. Isn't that a great idea? I came up with it all by myself. Ha! Saw that and I said, this is awesome. So make sure that you finish some things, put them in the thread, and hopefully you'll win this beautiful skein of yarn. It's lovely. I'd like to keep it for myself, but I really don't need it. I don't. It's a great skein of yarn. Then on the acquisition front, speaking of pride, this is by Always Be Kind Yarn. Isn't that beautiful? I love purple, and these will likely, I will likely knit these up into my Pride socks. But this is called Holiday Lights, and she even put a little Christmas bulb there. Isn't that cute? But I wanted to try her yarn. I've heard about her yarn. From what the story goes, she had a child who committed suicide, and the proceeds from her yarn support suicide prevention and awareness. And this hits home for me because I have a very dear friend that their daughter committed suicide about 1.5 years ago. And they too are getting into the You Matter movement. So this is important to me. The name of her company is Always Be Kind. This is a 75 superwash merino and 25% nylon. Now, if I turn my camera, you're going to see a squirrel over here foraging for food. But you know how that goes. As soon as I turn things, he will leave. So I'll just tell you, there's a beautiful squirrel over here shoving things into his mouth. And within the order, she sent me a couple stickers. And this is her business card. Always Be Kind Yard, supporting suicide prevention and awareness. Her name is Laura Salisbury, and everything on her website has a rainbow theme. Those are my stickers. Knit Happens. I had a bumper sticker on my car when I was still working that had Knit Happens, and nobody had seen that or heard that at that time. That was years and years ago, and everybody really enjoyed seeing that. So, she also sent me a coupon for 15% off my next purchase, which, yeah, I need yarn. Yesterday, we are close enough to where our mail has been coming for the last 3 years. Green Cove Springs, Florida. You can find it down below. And we'll still receive our mail there for a while until we actually buy a house and get settled, which probably won't be anytime soon. Unfortunately, economy, banks, I don't know. Yeah, so we may be in this rig a lot longer than I thought, but we'll keep working at it. So we are in the Jacksonville area of Florida, which is northeast in the state. And we went and physically picked up our mail yesterday. So all of this that you're seeing came to me in my my box at Green Cove Springs. I bought this one off of Etsy. It was D-stash, and I'm all about helping others. Helping others D-stash. I don't know what brand this is, but this is my color right here. It's a teal, doesn't really show up on camera as well as I'd like, but it has all the little bits that make this yarn simply gorgeous. So I did a goodly thing, helping someone de-stash. And that was, she have her name of her shop? No, but she's from Northeast Pennsylvania. So that's my goodly deed for this week. And my goodly deed for last week is this one. I've also bought a de-stash from a fellow podcaster who happens to be my son-in-law's aunt. She lives in Oregon, and you probably have watched her show, her channel. It's Naughty Knitwits, and Michelle is the one that I bought some of her stash, just trying to help a fellow knitter. These are two, well, let's just start with one at a time. This, again, is I love these little bits. I just love it. It's the tweedy stuff. I have about 7 skeins, and this looks like this will tie it all together. I want to make the Andrea Mowry Douglas cardigan, and I think it would look great in the tweeds. So I think that this will be one that will kind of tie my other colors together. I haven't gotten them out, but that's my hope. And this is House of a la Mode. I have never heard of this company. This is 85% superwash merino and 15% Donegal nep. It's 438 yards for 100 grams, and it's 2-ply. Like it. Thanks, Michelle. Just helping her out, you know, helping her clear her stash out. And this is another one that just kind of piqued my interest. I have very few spotted, dotted yarns in my stash, so that I've gone to see, you know, things that go together, and I don't always have a light shade that has multicolor little speckles. So I bought this from her, and this is called Bang Boom Pow, and it's an 80/20 merino base, 400 yards, and it's from Casual Fashion Queen, another dyer or company that I've never heard of. But it's beautiful. I think it will look great in a couple projects that are back here in the old brain. And in that, she sent me, lovely person that she is, she sent me, you can't see them because they're black on black, but they're the Litke, that's how I'm saying it, needles. And these are the 24-inch size 2, great for making some of my sport socks. I think this is what I'll be using from here on. Yeah, so thank you, Michelle, for putting those in there. I appreciate it so much. And another thing that she put in here for me, oops, I haven't opened it yet and smelled it, but this is Knitty McPurley hand balm, and it's called Bleak Midwinter. Really? Does she know that I have seasonal affective disorder? Was it that noticeable? Oh yeah, Michelle, thanks. It probably smells wonderful. Just doesn't sound so great. So, again, that's from Knitty McPurley. I've heard nothing but good things about this hand balm. So, remember to put your vote for which of these I'm casting on. And if you forget the names, no big deal. A green or red and gray, because I would never remember the names. It's conifer and something crane. Yeah, see? Yeah, no biggie. Now, future plans. Well, we are in Florida, and we will be, by mid-April, be on the Gulf Coast side at Koreshan State Park. We are going to volunteer. Those of you that know Koreshan, it was given to the state of Florida, or they bought the land. I'm not sure which way it went, or partially both. It was a commune for, and I'll tell you a little bit more about it later, but for a celibate communal place. And there's houses there, historical sites, and it's very, very interesting. And we are going to volunteer there for about 3 or 4 months. So that's our future plans. And in the meantime, we will be looking for a home, and maybe maybe we'll get a home, and maybe the economy will crash and we'll have no money anymore. But we'll see what happens. So I didn't have my money in those banks, which is a good thing. I have wound up all 3 of my balls that I bought in the Outer Banks. As you can see, the one in the middle is a little different than the other two. Well, they're all different. So obviously I'm going to have to work 2 balls at a time, which I will. And those of you that have been with me a while know I wouldn't call it hatred, my dislike of my own personal rocket tee. I made the unfortunate choice of choosing 2 lace weight yarns to put together, and I think that's where it got me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do mine without stripes, without anything, and this is the yarn that I will be using. This is by La Jolla Yarns, and they made it specifically for the yarn store in the Outer Banks, and it's called Outer Banks. And those of you that have been to the Outer Banks have seen all of those colors. There's some sunset, some sunrise, the flora, the fauna, the sand. It captures it well. And that was one of our favorite places. It always has been. And we got to spend 2 weeks there. So it was wonderful. And I met Barbara, a Flame and Fiber podcast, at the Outer Banks. So that was also very fun. So that will, and of course, you know, when you pull yarn out, why does it do this? Does anybody know? Does it think on its own? Because I'm thinking it does. Oh boy, got a mess. So that's what my plans are, and I'll be casting that on hopefully after my Yume by Isabel Cramer is finished. I think I've gone on yakking long enough about me. What are you guys up to? Are you knitting? Do you have like 3 feet of snow at your house? Do you have lovely sun where you live? Do you have something in between? Those of you in California, I think about you daily. We've been to some of those places that are flooded out, and Kings Canyon and Sequoia ring a bell. And one of our favorite campgrounds there that we stayed in, that we just sat out in the little stream behind our campsite. It was so very warm that day. And we took our little beach chairs and sat them in the stream, and the water just went over us, and it was absurdly wonderful. Yeah, it was wonderful. So I know that it's probably underwater at this point, or will be once the snow melts. But I really am thinking of you, and those of you across the pond. I think about you daily. I'm hoping that things soon get better in Europe, and that we can all just knit in peace. I will show you a little bit of Charleston and the Charleston area. I know we're not in Charleston. That was a couple weeks ago, but I didn't get it up for you. Charleston, South Carolina, and enjoy it. Make sure you get your stuff on the Ravelry thread. Bye.